Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to do WordPress website development from your desktop. So this has various benefits. The key ones being that the fact that you don't need any host or any web host. You don't pay for any web hosting to do your development. So you first of all run the development from your machine, and once the website is ready, then from that point now you can get a web host so that you can take your site live. But for now I'm going to show you how to do the development from your from your desktop, and then you also look at how to go live once you're done with your development. We are going to look at how you take your site live from localhost to live without, of course, a lot of with just within a few steps rather. So before we proceed, I want you to know that there are a few things that we need to make sure are installed in our system. So the first thing, if you're using Windows, for my case I'm using Windows, so you need a web server, and in this case I'm using a web server known as XAMPP. So in a different tutorial I'm going to show you how to install this in your system. So XAMPP. Then if you're using Linux, again there's a similar web server. There's one actually called LAMP, so you can install LAMP. That's LEMP. Then the other thing that you need also to have installed in your system is a PHP code editor. So for my case, I'm using NetBeans 8.2, but the version may be different depending on when again you are doing this installation. So once you have installed those two, then you can proceed to download the WordPress files. So you need to go to this URL. I'm going to you can check this is actually in the description. So this is wordpress.org/download. Then you download this file. So at the time I was recording this video, the version is 5.2.4, but it may be different when you are watching the video. So you just download the current one. So in this case, because I've already downloaded it, I won't download it again. So now once you download this, then let's proceed with now preparing the development environment. So the first thing, after installation, you go to local disk C, your local disk C here. You scroll down and look for something here, for a folder called XAMPP, which is now your web server. Then inside XAMPP, look for htdocs, open that. Then here, this is where your websites are going to be installed. You can actually develop more than one website within this server. So of course you can see there are a couple of websites here, but for my case now I'm using a website called testing. So open this testing. So this is the URL, not URL, the path that you need to install the WordPress files. So of course this last part, this relates to the name of the website. So in this case I'm using testing, and this is the file that I just downloaded. So I'm just going to extract this. You can just extract here. So of course you can see these are the files. I'm just going to shift them to this location so that they are inside now the testing this folder called testing, which is now the name of my website. So once you have these files extracted here, then you need to proceed to the XAMPP here server. Then you need to start the Apache and as well as MySQL. Now once you start these two, click on admin here, which will take you to, or redirect you rather, to the PHP admin. So here you can just PHP my admin. Yeah, so this is the server. The server is 127.0.0.1, which is of course the localhost server. So what you need to do is click on databases here. You can see various data, but now you need to create a new one. So in this case I can just say testing data. So this is just the name of my database, testing data. Then I'm just going to leave this as default and then just click on create. Database has been created. Then you need to go back to the server here, click on user accounts, because we need to create an account that's going to be accessing the the database. So I can just click here, add new user. The username, I can just say testing user. Then here I can just say local as a local host. Password, here I can just use any password. For my case, I'm just going to use let me just try a stronger password. So I can say yeah, that's okay, it's acceptable. Then you retype the password here. So the other sections you can just leave them as default, but you scroll down to this section here where you are going to allocate the privileges. Now, given that you are going to be doing localhost development, of course you need the user you just created to have all the privileges. So you just check all here so that you give the user all the privileges. And yeah, that's then you just click go so that the user is created. So you can see you have added a new user. Okay, then you click on database. Okay, testing data, that's my okay. Yeah, so these are the users. You can see the user I just created here with all the privileges. So once you have created the user as well as the database, now you are ready to go. Make sure that you note the details you have used for your database, the user's username as well as the password. So of course you can get the username from here, but the password, of course, it won't be indicated here, so you need to have noted it down when you are creating it. Just to confirm here that you have everything set up okay. So in this case, what you need to do also, no, this is the user we just created, testing user at localhost. So we need, of course, to give privileges for this user to access the database we just created, which is testing database. So you scroll down to testing data here. So you can see edit privileges, add privileges on the following database. So this user can be able to access this. So you just click on go. Then here you need to select the privileges you wish to give the user. So I'm just going to give the user all privileges. So I just check all here and I click on go. So you can see you have updated the privileges for user, which means now the user can be able to access this database. So once that is ready and the files are ready, then the next thing that you are going to do is you come to your browser here, then you type in on you can either type 127.0.0.1 or localhost, just the same. Then you type the name of your website, then you just press enter. So you can see now this one is going to take you to the installation. So you just click on continue. Now here you are going to note that there is some information here for you. So you need the database name, the database username, password, and database hosts, and the table prefix if there's any. So just click on let's go. So now the database name that we just created was testing data. Then the username was testing user. Then the password now depending on the password that you indicated for your case, or for my case it was just that. Then this one you can just leave it as localhost. Now here, for purpose of security measures, it's always advisable to have, instead of having the default prefix here, we just add a few characters to improve the security of your website. So I can just add additional characters here to make it more secure. So again, you might want to avoid too long, a prefix that is too long, because this may cause some compatibility issues with the database tables, especially in cases where your database tables have long names. So you just wish to restrict yourself to maybe at most say 18 to 20 characters at most. So once everything here is set up, you just click on submit. So you can see your right Sparky, what. So it has confirmed that the details are okay and it's able to connect to the database using the details that you just gave. So you just run the installation. Yeah, so at this stage, this is where you input your details. So my website name is testing. The username I can just say again, I can just use test. The password, I can just copy the password that is generated here. Or alternatively, I just, because it's for demonstration purposes, I just use the same password. But always use a strong password and preferably a different password from your database password. But I've just used the same as I used in the database because this is for purpose of demonstration. Then your email, you can just say email at testing.com. But of course, given that this is local development, we are just using email here anyway. Then once you are satisfied with that, you just say install WordPress. Just don't update here. So of course, it's going to take a few moments to run the installation, and once it's done, it's going to redirect you to the login page. So you just give it a few seconds or minutes. Yeah, you can see success. It has been installed. Then you just click here to log in. So again, I'm just going to use the details that I gave during the installation. Yeah, and now you can see this is the WordPress backend. So here is just the normal way that you access a live site. The backend of a live site is similar to this. So in this case, you have themes, you have plugins. So you can do all your customization here. You can add a theme, you can add a plugin, depending on, of course, what you want to use this for, or rather your purpose of development. You can use customized. You can actually create your own plugins or themes, or you can as well install themes or plugins, which of course have already been developed. You can access this for just by clicking on themes here. You can add new. Then of course you are going to get a listing of all the themes that are available for free here. And this similarly applies to plugins. So again, I click on add new. Yeah, so you just search the plugin that you wish to install here. Now this is the backend. Of course, there is a section where you may need to edit the code. Now in this case, if you go to appearance and then you go to theme editor, you can scroll through. There are various files here which you can edit, but at times you find that this one may not work. At times actually it fails to work, so maybe when you try editing and then update the file, maybe the update fails. That's for the theme editor. The plugins actually there's a similar editor for that, plugin editor. Again, a similar case. So you scroll through, choose the file that you wish to edit. Once you edit, you just upload the file. But again, you may find that this one does not work. So I always prefer to now use the NetBeans PHP code editor to do my customization instead of having to edit in that. So I can just use the NetBeans to edit my code. So if I go to the location that I indicated earlier on when you are installing the WordPress files. So if I go to WP content, then here I can see there's themes and plugins. So if I just open plugins, this is where all my plugins are going to be listed. So if I just go back and go to themes, again, this is where all my themes are going to be located. So if maybe I wish to edit like this 2019 theme, so I just click on that. Maybe I wish to do something, maybe I can adjust the functions. So if I just double click on that, you see it's going to open this, which is actually the same as opening this using the theme editor. Now then I scroll down to functions. Yeah, theme functions here. So you can see this is the same file that we have. You look at this file, then you compare with this. This is the same file that we have here, but because of purposes, or rather for cases where this one may not work, maybe you just update something, but when you try clicking on the update file, it doesn't work. You can always edit it from, your PHP code editor. For my case, it's NetBeans. So once you just do your customization here, for example, I can just add maybe 2 slashes. So you can see you just save this. So immediately you save this, of course, it's going to be reflected automatically here. So you can of course now customize this as per your requirements. You can add plugins. You can develop your own plugins. We are going to look at in a later tutorial. We are going to look at how you can create themes as well as plugins. But for now, that's how now you install the WordPress on your local environment. Once you have developed your website fully and you are ready to go live, we are going to look in the next tutorial. We are going to look at how you take your site live now from the local hosts. And happy development.